yeah, it's the biggest crisis in the world to me. Mental health and substance abuse.
Oh,
like there's nothing even like people don't understand, right? Like it is insane how much or how big the problem is.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the #1 mental health and addiction podcast, the Hopeaholics. I am your girl, Natalie Eva Marie, and these are my boys.
I'm Chad.
Hi, I'm Shane.
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow us on our socials and wherever you get your podcasts.
Got a new episode dropping every Monday and Thursday. Please come check it out.
This episode is brought to you by the Infinity Group. You guys, if you or a loved one is suffering, please call us today. The number is right here on the screen. We are here for you 24/7. Now, let's get into the episode.
Ryan, welcome to the
bro,
Hopeaholics
welcome.
podcast.
Yeah, thanks for coming short notice, too. It was like just 2 weeks ago he called in through Justin Wenzel.
Oh, Wenzel.
Yeah, Justin got him.
Nice.
You know, and just couldn't resist. Heard a little bit about his story, and he knows a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
We love Justin Wenzel.
We do love him, and I'm not going to lie. I was a little selfish because I didn't really know him, but I knew the people that he knows.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what excited me.
I heard the accent there.
Thank you. About.
A boot. He'll say some weird shit.
So,
Yeah,
not
so
really,
I-
because he's from Canada,
Yeah,
too.
it'll make sense. Like we'll talk about Chesterfields and all.
Yeah, there we go, Chesterfield.
I know what a Chesterfield is. My dad's Canadian. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What part?
Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Good old Toontown.
Yeah, my family's
He's a toonie.
okay. My family's from Humboldt and Pilger, Saskatchewan, and then we moved to BC. So
Got out of the sticks.
yeah.
My sister, when she turned 18, she married a Canadian. She had dual citizenship. When she turned 18, she married a Canadian, and they lived in Canada, raised their children. She was a nurse. He was a ambulance driver.
Okay.
And they lived in Calgary.
That's where my sister lived for a long time. Yeah, Calgary's a fun place.
It's happening again.
You guys been
Yeah,
to
it is.
Banff?
Oh God,
yeah, everyone has.
Lake
Really
Louise, Banff.
nice.
Every
Amazing.
Canadian's been to Banff.
Yes.
If you not there, you're...
Go up the gondola.
Yeah, a little scary.
I hate heights.
I don't like it
Horrible.
either, because especially when you hear about the planes going by in Italy, they were taking some gondolas down. I mean, what the fuck is
I
that?
never heard about that. I've
When
never
you,
gone on the gondola.
real quick, when you lean back, just grab. You can take your mic with you wherever you want to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. We just
There we go.
We just move it with us.
I have horrible posture. So
No, we all...
Natalie, welcome to the Hopeaholics
Yeah,
podcast.
welcome.
We are here live and in person for the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Did you get everything you needed to know about Ryan?
Yeah, it's right
Nice.
here.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, I'm kind of nervous about that.
Why?
I don't know. I'm actually not. I tell my story all the time.
Yeah.
So. There's no shame. There can't be.
Exactly.
If I can't make fun of myself,
There you go.
recovery, who can?
That's a good way to be.
So you're Canadian.
Yes. So I grew
Yikes.
up. Yeah, right. I grew up in a town called Kelowna, which you would know where it is.
My brother played
I
lived
hear
in
his
Kelowna. He
accent.
played for New West, the Royals.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Westminster.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful part of the world. My family immigrated from Germany right after the Second World War, and I tell that story because my dad's obviously very integrated into my recovery journey. So yeah, they immigrated from Germany right after the World War to Calgary. That side of the family. I come from a long line of alcoholics and addicts. That's what we did, you know. So we moved to Kelowna. My dad ran away to get out of trouble, and he doesn't mind telling this story. So we mirror each other, right? It's funny how when you grow up, you're like, I'm not going to be like that person, and then you end up being exactly that person. So ran away from trouble, moved to Kelowna, very successful businessman. My story starts when I was 5 years old, and I would get molested by someone for about 2 years. And why I say that right off the bat, one is just to get it out of the way, right? And for that, I never told that story for 37 years of my life.
Well,
That was the first time. Unfortunately, it happened more often than that. But that was when I remember feeling like something's not right, right? Like I don't ever have memories of feeling okay until recovery. It was just that crawling out of your skin, that uncomfortableness, that I don't belong, I don't want to be me. That was my life from 5 on. So I became like a high-performing individual as well, mirrored my dad, played hockey at a high level. I left home at 15 to play junior hockey, which is a big deal. 15, 16, and I discovered alcohol, and I quit playing hockey. Like, that was my life, right? So then I moved back home, and actually I was in Winnipeg when I quit, of all places. I was at a Dallas Stars camp, and I was like, walked up to my dad, I'm like, I don't want to play hockey anymore. He's like, cool, let's go have a beer. That's so we came back to BC. I got involved into work. my parents owned a car dealership, an RV dealership, a motorcycle dealership, a bar, very affluent family where I'm from. So I started working in the motorcycle dealership, and I remember the first time I tried, like, I'm an uppers guy. That's always, I'm a garbage pail junkie though. Like, you give me anything,
Yeah.
I mean, I love it, but uppers, that's my jam. So I was 17, I did cocaine for the first time, and I blurted out in a room like this. I'm like, holy fuck, I never want to not feel like this. Like, finally, this is like life, right? Is this what people feel like? And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? man? Like, weirdo, like,
A ride.
That was legit me
that
too.
was yeah.
Yep.
I was like,
That
so
was-
then every day for 6 months, like, it was like giddy up, 17 years old, and got sober by smoking weed. And I mean, again, my parents were like, all you need to do is not hang out with your friends. That's it, and life will be good, you know. So I did that, and then did really well. Like, I had part ownership of the motorcycle dealership at 20 years old, was killing it, and that scared the shit out of me. I was like, being successful always scared me, right? Like, always. So I quit, started hanging out with the wrong people, and hopped the border. Literally came down to the United States illegally, just jumped the border, pulled a dad, and just said, like, I'll leave all my problems, left everything in my room at a not nice person's house, and I just came to Phoenix. And long story short, I ended up marrying my kid's mom. She'll come into the story a lot. She's Latina. I like to joke that I'm the first white guy that married a Latina for a green card, but that's kind of what happened, honestly. Like, so
It's kind of funny.
well, so yeah, so I mean, I'd known her. She's gonna kill me, but I'd known her for 2 months, and I went back to Canada, and I tried to fly back from Vancouver, and immigration was like, no, like, you live there. We know you live there. Like, hard no, you're not coming back. And so I called her. I'm like, hey, like, I'm sorry, but, like, this is done. Like, it's been fun, but this is done. I really care about you. So she flew up. I got a 2-week visa. The U.S. government said, you have 2 weeks, get all your shit, and get the fuck out of here. And so I come back, and we're sitting with her parents, and her parents are like, well, why don't you guys just get married? And so we did. And 4 kids later, multiple businesses later, yeah. So we ended up going to get married in the church, the whole 9 yards. But yeah, 2-3 months of knowing each other, went down to the city of Chandler, and I couldn't leave the country for a while, so that's how I got to stay. I started an RV dealership, selling RVs on eBay, of all things, rented a warehouse, grew that into 3
How
big...
old were you when you got married?
24. And she was 28.
Okay.
And I was not prepared for that at all. I mean, I'd barely be prepared for that now, let alone that age. But, like, and then we had our first son. He's 17, so it would have been shortly after. So I started an RV dealership, grew it into 3 big stores, one 40 under 40, like, but I always, like, I could get sober for a month and then I'd do something. But, like, being a dad was enough to keep me sober for a while, right? Like, I go party for a night and they'd be like, holy fuck, what did I do? And then, like, buckle down, work, be the best dad in the world, but still always had that empty hole, right? Like, it was always there. And then I was 35 and life was good. Everything was great, and the wheels fell off. I remember at that point I'd been doing cocaine for, I think, 1.5 years every day. Like,
Did your wife, was she aware?
No.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I was that.
Wow.
Well, so I have, like, I mean, general anxiety disorder.
Sure.
I have, you name it. And so uppers always bring me down, right? So that was how I functioned. Like, it made me, like,
Normal.
yeah.
Yeah.
15-minute timer on my phone. They'll bump from 6 in the morning till I would go to sleep. And I did that for about 1.5 years until we had a rental house. And I'm sitting there, and one of my kids had a school performance. And I'd never missed anything. Like, I was coaching hockey, like, all the stuff. And I texted her, like, I can't come. And she's like, why can't you come? And I'm like, because I am way too fucking high. Like, I am just, like, I can't. And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, what is going on? So I kind of tell her, which is, of course, like, selfish, like, right before our kid's performance, like, hey, guess what? I'm a big drug addict. So then I went into, did an IOP. I did that. I got 6 months sober. And then I lost my business. So I lost everything, like, from, I mean, multimillionaire to the bank. I owed the bank at that time $3 million. I had borrowed like 70. So
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
Yeah. So they started just taking everything, and I just ran. Again, that's what I do, right? Light a fire. See ya. You guys deal with it. Here we go. Ended up on the streets, and then somehow worked my way into inpatient. And since then, it's been like a continual. Well, not until recently, obviously, but from that point on, it was like, get 3 months sober, get 6 months sober, come out, do the deal, talk the talk, but not actually do the deal. You know the personality
Yep.
where like you're leading meetings, but really you're still a liar. You're still a piece of shit behind the cloth. So that was my life till the last time I went to treatment. And yeah, I mean, that's been my story. There's a lot more to it, obviously, than that. So the first time I went to treatment, I told that I walk in and the counselor goes like, "When were you first abused?" And I just started crying. Right? I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like that would never happen to me." And she's like, "So this is one of those ones where I almost started crying." And she's like, "No, I was too, and I can tell. Like immediately, like I can tell you were." And I'd never told anybody at that time. But this ties back to the Theo Fleury thing because it'll all circle around towards the end. So right before I went into treatment, I'd finished reading his book, which if anybody doesn't know, he's like the poster child for substance abuse in hockey. And I read his book and I remember thinking, this is the first person I could ever relate to. Like no one, I'd be like, wow, someone else actually feels how I felt my whole life. And I'm crying. I'm sitting there in the parking lot, just bawling, trying to leave work. And my wife at the time calls me. She's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Nothing. You wouldn't understand, you know." And then check into rehab. So I did the circle, getting sober, going out, getting sober, going out, getting sober, going out, till the last time I had progressed to meth. You know, from I became a shard farmer, picking everything up off the floor. So I was in a hotel or a motel in Mesa on December 30th, day before New Year's. And I remember looking in the mirror and I'm like, I don't even know what fucking day it is. I don't know who I'm with. Like my kids, I missed Christmas. I missed her birthday. And so that was the first time I called myself in, right? Like I was like, I need help. And so I checked in December 31st and spent my New Year's in rehab. Well, actually in detox. And then, yeah, it's been an interesting ride since then, right? Because I thought being sober.
Where's your dad and mom in all of this?
Okay.
Mom.
So my mom.
Yeah,
So
where's your dad and mom in all of this?
until recently, I had talked to my dad for 8 years since I lost the business. So my dad was my business partner at the beginning. He lent me money. And when it all went down, I ran into him once randomly in a cure. He lives in Canada, in Phoenix. And then I saw him at a family function, and that's it. There's a lot there, right? Like I blamed, it's funny because like I said, you always think like, oh, I'm not going to be that person. I held so much resentment towards that man for abandoning me, right? Without looking at why he did it. Because like my grandfather was next level piece of junk. So like my dad had nobody to learn from. And here I am the only difference between my dad and me is that my kids, as far as I know, didn't have shitty people around them. You know, like it could be, the behavior is the same. I've abandoned my kids. I've left them with their mom. I've left them alone. Like the only difference between my dad is just the person on the other side. Right. And so I'd started that healing process with him, but it's tough. Like that is, you know, he just never learned how to be a father. And so I went the opposite, right? Like I was like, he's not affectionate. I think he's told me he loved me one time in my life. Whereas I'm always like, kids, I love you. I have 4 boys. I'm like, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Like totally overcompensating. Yeah. Right.
Did your dad ever get sober?
He is now.
But not program sober or program?
No. So he's tried. He did go to treatment when that was happening with me when I was younger. They were doing things that weren't alcohol, him and my mom. So I have one younger sister. So he's a dry drunk. I don't know how else to say it, right? Like he's until recently, I don't know because I haven't been around him, but traditionally he's the guy that gets sober and everybody's like, oh shit, I want you to drink. You know what I mean? Like you're just miserable.
I don't mean to laugh at that at all.
No, it's true
like,
though.
I'm only laughing because like, that's not a very, it's kind of a sad thing to say though. Like, can you put some alcohol in this person? Well, you know what? And I know I don't want to dive into your dad's story is your dad's story to tell. Your story is your story to tell. Maybe your dad will hear this. Maybe he'll see. Maybe
I told him
he'll see some recovery. And whatever happens between you guys, you put it in God's hands and see where this next level is going to take you to.
Well, yeah, we can kind of circle to that now. So. Yeah. The reason I'm here is because of this charity event I'm putting on, right? And so Justin Wenzel is a friend of mine, and I got him involved. We're trying to raise $1 million in 4 weeks, mostly for mental health. Yeah, right, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So my youngest son, all my kids played hockey. I coached them all. My youngest son was 7 last year. He's a goalie. I don't know why he wanted to be a goalie of all things. And so he makes the travel team, which is a big deal,
Yeah,
right? Like, so
huge.
he's 7. It's a U8 thing. 2 weeks after he makes it, we're at Phoenix Children's ICU, and he's in the ICU. This is where I will cry for sure. So he was born without the ability to breathe on his own. So he's always had like the kid that always gets sick. Like when he gets a cold, it's like, oh shit, do we take him to the hospital? So his mom took him to Mercy Gilbert. They're like, no, like get to Phoenix Children's Hospital immediately. By the time I got there, he was like on a breathing machine. His oxygen got down to 70 on a breathing machine. Like we're like, this might be the end. There was no else to say it. He's going in and out of consciousness, and I get this text message on my phone, and it's I don't know who it's from, and it's a video, and it's Eddie Lack, played in the NHL as a goalie. Like I don't know, we have mutual friends, it turns out, but he says, "Hey Valentino, you probably don't know who I am, but goalie to goalie, you're gonna get through this. We're gonna hang out when you get out of here. We're gonna go to practice together." And I show my kid, and he's like, holy crap, like this is amazing. So I started texting him, and he played for Valentino's favorite team. Then the New Jersey Devils best player sent my kid a video while he's in the hospital, the team, like at training camp. So we get out and, gets out of the hospital and starts playing again. Eddie comes out. They become friends. I'm super close with Eddie now. And so Eddie was a goalie. I was a player growing up. I'd never played goalie before. We have a mutual friend. We were trying to get to play goalie. We're like, hey, Matt, come on out. We'll shoot at you. We'll pay you $500. Like, just come out. Like, let's have some fun. And he's not responding through this group chat. And I said, Eddie, I can stop you, like for sure. And he's like, no. Like, you don't understand. I know I was a goalie, but like I'm 6'6". I played hockey my whole life. Like, you have no chance. I'm like, well, let's bet $500. He's like, I'll go 5 for 5. You won't stop one. And my ego immediately is like, oh yeah, come on, man, I got you. So we just keep going back and forth. And I'm like, well, we don't need the $500. Let's donate it to charity. Let's do this little thing where like, if I lose, I'll donate $500 to your charity, which is Canucks for Kids for him, Vancouver Canucks. So he's like, cool, I'm going there tomorrow. I'll pick up the check right now because you're going to fucking lose, right? Like, and I'm like, whatever, man. So that turned into this little event that we're doing. And we had the idea last year to do this. We're going to do a small event and people could bet on us for charity. So like the local kids, like, hey, my kids that are like I've coached would bet on me. And if I win, the money goes to my charity. If Eddie wins, it goes to his charity, Canucks for Kids. And my charity is puck support, mental health hockey. Brady Leovold, amazing person in Canada. He's got his own story. He would be amazing to have on this. He has quite the story. His whole career now is just based on helping people. So that turned into about 2 weeks ago. I go, Eddie, we're never going to do this. Like, this is never going to happen.
Right.
We're both so busy. We both have lives. So he's like, okay, fine. As long as it's an hour long and I can go on 2 podcasts, I'm in. But like nothing more than that, Ryan. I got 2 kids under 5. I hope I'm not breaking news. He's got another one due in August. So he's going to have 3 kids under 5. He's got a huge real estate business. He's like, I have no time, 0 for this. And I go, yeah, no problem, man. 2 days later, he calls me. He's like, I heard about this event we're doing. What are you doing? Like, I told you, keep it small. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, at that point, it already like blown up. So now it's an event from 6 p.m. till 2 a.m. The entire rink. We have 1,000 people, ticketed people. We have Swaggy P. All the hockey influencers are all coming. We have 30-something plus professionals coming to play in a game for charity.
How
People are just reaching out. Yeah,
cool.
so I've been on multiple podcasts since then talking about this. And one of the guys that reached out was Theo Fleury. So
Wow.
yeah, so he reaches out and he says, hey, I want to play. And then, so he's like, let's do a Zoom call. So I do a podcast with him, right? I've never done one before. He's like, let's record it. So I record it. This little podcast, 30-minute comes out. My dad sees it. And he texts me. Like, I haven't talked to my dad in almost 10 years, right? And he says, why didn't you tell me? And then he follows up like, I think I know why, because I went through the same thing and you're the first person I'm telling as a child. And I was like, holy fuck. Like, the forgiveness that came from me to him through that, like, all this stuff is amazing. But for me to start to repair my relationship with my dad,
Yeah.
from something that started just as an idea to give back to people, has been incredible. So like, we're talking again now, and he knows this story. And then Fleury, I told him, and he's like, wow, this is incredible. See, this is why we do it. And but yeah,
So just so we're clear, so no one's confused, your dad was abused as a child as well, and it was a hidden secret from your dad, and he finally told one person, and that was you.
Yeah, and he was like, I get it. Like,
So he released his pain with you that day through your talk with Theo.
which only happened because of a countless
Bro.
singular, like not
It's
like
crazy.
yeah, like 1,
Wow.
2, 3, like all. If any one of them didn't happen,
Yeah.
that wouldn't have happened, and I
Wow.
probably would have never talked to him again.
Right.
Like honestly, like I don't. We were at the point where he just didn't do anything for me anymore. You know, like it wasn't like I didn't care about him, but like we'd been so disassociated. It was like I think about him here and there, like, which sucks to say about your dad, but it was like, yeah, I mean, really though,
Yeah,
right?
no,
Like,
yeah, for sure.
and that's where it was at. So this this
Opens
whole,
up your eyes to why he acted certain ways. Compassion comes in, empathy, I mean, everything comes back, and like you can go back and look at your daily life as a kid and say, well, he did this because of that, he did that. So there's reasons now.
yes. And I'd use those reasons for me, for my shithole behavior.
And
right?
back in the olden days when he was growing up, no one talked about that.
No.
No one brought, like, no one, like, even now it's no one wants to talk about. Back in the 20s or 30s or 40s.
Yeah, I mean, and it is, like, even now, right? Like,
Yeah.
I share openly about it. The first time I did was at a meeting, and, you know, it's a ticketed meeting. It's at the Pigeon Coop in Tempe, and I got a ticket, and I hate doing, like, I don't know. But, you know, when you, like, it's always, you always get called on when you need it. Like,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
So I get called on it. I like black out through this thing, and I tell everyone in the room, like, this is what happened, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, why did I just do that? Like, why? You know, the crickets, you're like, well, why is everyone looking at me weird now? Like, here's the kid that got abused. And after the meeting, this kid comes up, and he was on the druggy buggy, comes up, and he's like, dude, I was about to leave, and you're the first person that I felt like knew what I was going through, and I'm going to go back to treatment now.
Wow.
And I was like, holy crap. Like, so for me, that was the moment when I'm like, I need to tell that story, right? And for me personally, where my sobriety has come from primarily now is an acceptance that the things that happen to me are so that I can help people.
Right.
Because otherwise it doesn't make sense.
There you
Like,
go.
otherwise I'm like, why the hell did I live a life like I have without, and there's countless other things that we could talk about. I mean, that was one of the worst, one of the worst traumas I've been through, but it was probably the one that started everything. And,
Now, you had mentioned that was the first time.
Mhm.
So that was 5 to 7.
Mhm. and then there was 2 other times in my life. Yeah.
Yes.
For lengthy periods of time.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
Okay.
What happened the second time? How old were you?
11.
11. So a little older, kind of able to express your feelings at that point.
Mhm.
So when it happened, did you tell anybody? Were you talking to people? Were you acting out behavior-wise?
Definitely. Yeah, I went from being like a super high performing student to like failing classes, like immediately, right? And at that time, and that from 11 till 15, nobody asked me. Nobody asked me, right? Like nobody said like, because everyone's just like, oh, you're a shitty kid. Everyone's like, you're a fucking little asshole. Like you're like, what's wrong with you? Instead of being like, what's wrong with
Yeah,
you?
totally.
Like what's going on? Until I had a hockey coach, and I still tell him to this day, I call him every year. He was the first person, and he saved my life. He was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like just sat down after practice, and he's like, you're not this kid. What is going on? And I just broke down. I didn't tell him exactly what was going on, but that if he wouldn't have done that, I would have torpedoed even faster. Yeah.
So 11. That's a long 6 years. That's childhood, really.
Yes.
Youth, right?
Youth.
That's a lot of growth right there, being abused. So 11 to 15, and then there was a third time you said.
Yeah, and that was shortly after. That was just a one time, but yeah, it would have been 16 at that time.
Wow.
Yeah.
All different people.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, for me, and again, then you go through life, and I just have a different perception, right? Like on intimacy,
Sure.
on like
It
on
affects
everything,
everything.
right? It's all skewed, and yeah, I mean, when that happens to you, something gets taken from you.
Yeah.
It just does. Like there's just a part of you that leaves, and I don't know if you get it back,
Yeah,
because I haven't. Like I can speak to like there's, for me, that I still, like, I'm in recovery and I'm in therapy and I do all the things, but I still am skewed in that part of my brain, like the sexual side. Like it's just tough for me, right? Like I don't know how else to say it. Like that what you accept from other people for love,
Sure.
what you think love is, all of it. It's just, yeah.
I think it's like losing a mother or father or someone close to you. I mean, you're never going to get that kind of love for that safety thing back, but you have to go with God. And
Well, it skews your whole entire sexual relationships and how that is really meant to be. So that's why, like,
seeking the word is really important.
Really important.
Because it kind of breaks it down what sex and like intimacy should be between one another, as opposed to you're an innocent child and that is immediately removed from you, and now you have this skewed perception of what that looks like. And so then going into a relationship as an older adolescent is very difficult, because it's like, how do you navigate that? What is that? Because now certain things that happen in an intimate relationship are totally fucked, because
Yes.
they were, some of those things that were happening is like, how do you manage that and how do you deal with it and who do you tell? So then it's just like this total cluster. And I think that's what's so sad about when that happens to children, is because that innocence is now completely removed and taken away. And then to like put those pieces back together, it's possible. It's just very difficult. And like for you, when you were going into your relationships, did you act out, or because there's so many different ways that people do, like some will all of a sudden just be very promiscuous in their sexual endeavors.
Yeah. I mean, looking for affection in all
Sure.
the wrong places,
Yep.
right? And also, if you're not going to be physical with me in that way, you don't love me. Like I just attach, which is weird to think, right? That
Sure.
but that was me. Is it was like, and I could be faithful and I could love somebody, but then, especially even when I would get sober,
Yeah.
like honestly, like that, because you take away the drugs and
Yeah.
alcohol to fill that, and then it's like, well, this person will fill that void, and then you feel like horrible. You don't even know why you did it, and yeah, and that has been, that part is actually harder for me to correct than
Sure.
this drugs and alcohol. It just is. Like I struggle with that. Not the promiscuousness, but the intimacy feelings, and like I'm constantly like, am I looking at this correctly? Like am I feeling this right? Is this normal?
I like what you're saying, and when I think of intimacy, I'm not just thinking about that with, say, a partner or a lover. How about something with your kids? Like, how is that relationship?
It's tough. It's really tough, man. Like I hockey is my connection.
Sure.
So as soon as the kids stop playing hockey, it's hard, you know. And their mom's amazing, Lori. You're amazing, but she doesn't understand that. Like she's like, why can't you just talk to them? And I'm like, I don't like. I never had positive males in my life,
Sure.
ever. There was not, like, for little pieces, but I never had those. All my friends were people we drank and did drugs with, right? Like I never even had friends that I was intimate with, that I confided in and showed up for, and they showed up for me until recovery. You know, I remember showing up to an AA room and the guy hugged me. I was like, well, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? This is weird. Yeah. But, you know, and now I get it. Like that community has shown me what true unconditional love is, right? Like, like, I mean, my first sponsor, like he saved my life. Like, it's funny. I would, when I was in treatment, asked me my sponsor on February 1st. And then a year later, after I'd relapsed, I ghosted him for like 9 months or something. I was in California, actually. And I got pulled over on the way here with a bag of dope. Somehow they didn't find it. I'd been out for like 4 days. And I called him and he's like, dude, let's just get you home. Like, let's just get you home. And I'm like, I remember thinking, like, I've done nothing but shit on this fucking guy. Like, there is no reason this human being, and I didn't accept it either. At that time, I was like, there's an angle. Like,
Right.
there's no way that somebody actually just cares about me. So yeah, it bleeds into every part of my life. It's better now, of course, but yeah, it's a constant, like, I second guess everybody, right? Like, I'll say, even like, so Justin, like Justin, I don't even remember how we started talking, but like, and then I remember he texted me because I was going through some stuff, and we barely knew each other. He's like, hey dude, are you okay? And I'm like, why is he asking me this? Like, why? Like, I hardly know this guy, and he was just checking on me, you know? And then, so it's tough.
But it's good, because it's like, I think that's really important for people, especially men, to hear someone like yourself, your story. And we always talk about how the drugs and the alcohol is just like, it's not the issue. The issue is like, literally, now once you remove that, feelings and being vulnerable and allowing those like true emotions to seep through, and then be able to communicate that with somebody else, that's difficult. That's really hard.
Yeah, well,
That's-
oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was on the phone with somebody in recovery on the way here. I didn't know she was, and I told her I was coming on here, and she's like, and we were talking about this, and she's like, yeah, my favorite saying in AA is like, the best part about getting sober is you get to feel your feelings again,
Yeah.
but it's the worst part too.
Sure.
Like the worst part about getting sober, like, I don't know how to handle this. Like, you took my solution away. And
Exactly.
so,
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the solution to deal with the chaos that's going on in our mind, and it mostly the chaos has to do with feelings and emotions. You know, what you're talking about though is a lot more common than you think. There's a high percentage of addicts and alcoholics, men and women, that have struggled with sexual abuse, including myself.
oh, wow.
At a young age. I was very similar to you in the fact that I didn't tell anybody till I was like, I think that my ex-wife was pregnant with my son when I blurted it out. And I would have been like 33 years old. And this happened to me back when I was like 9 to 11. So, you know, and to be honest, it happened another time too. This just happened to be with a female. Like I was molested by a female who was 21 and I was 13. That was my first sexual experience though.
My first with a female was the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was bitching to me. Like I went and told all my friends about that. But the first time was a guy. And it did fuck me up for a long time. And it messed with my relationships in the fact that I would act out. When I was in a relationship, I wouldn't really act out. But when if I was alone, single, I was trying to fill that void with sex.
100%.
Even though I wasn't very good at it. And that was when the meth was gone, because the meth worked for me for a long, long time.
It didn't work.
A
for me.
long time.
That part didn't work for me.
Are you still married? Like, where is your wife in
No.
this?
So we, man, it's been a long road, right? Like it was 2017 when I first went into recovery. And like, I wish I said I got it right the first time, but
Yeah.
I'm stubborn and I like to do field research and make sure like it's still out there the same
We're all the
way.
same.
Yeah. So
You're
it's like,
sitting
yeah,
amongst the
yeah,
same
there we go.
individuals.
Yeah. So, and you know, we got legally separated right before I went into treatment. No, after the first time. But we didn't get legally separated. She filed. And I remember too being like so mad. I'm like, I'm on the streets, because I'm like, how dare you? Like, I have to get sober to see my kids. Like,
Right.
meanwhile, I just like lost everything and turned their lives upside down. She has been beside me, man. And this is where I say, like, I don't know how to accept real love. Like,
Yeah.
I still don't, because that woman, she's let me back into her house so many times when I needed someone, and she's the only person that has. I mean, when everybody else has abandoned me, I've not been a good person to her. You know, like that's just, I have not. Like I can tell you, I wouldn't have done what she's done for me for her. Like I just, I'm not too proud to admit that. I don't think I would have the patience to do that. So we're currently not talking really. We email. Yeah, it's tough. There's a lot of damage there and a lot of pain that I've caused, and that's hard for me to deal with too, right? Like, we're just selfish, but it is like when you cause someone, because it wasn't just 8 years of like the last 8 years. I was not a great husband prior to that. I tried, but I wasn't. And so we've gotten back together a few times, many times over the years. Every time I've gone to treatment, she's taken me back, let me back in the house. And most times I'm just not prepared. I'll say this, in my opinion, a month of treatment is tough to get back into real life. Like, you get like a month break, which is amazing, but to integrate back into having kids, a business, and repair a marriage is tough. And that's not an excuse, but I used it as an excuse for a long time. I'd be like, hey, I can't handle this, and then go out. So I don't know. She's the most amazing mother in the world, even though I've told her she's not countless times, and that's hard too, right? Like when you're in it, you're like, and she'll remember those things,
for
right?
sure.
Yeah, she's like, hey, like you said this. I'm like, yeah, I didn't mean it. Well, she's like, how can I trust what you mean now then?
Totally.
So, yeah, I mean, she's not really in my life. I wish she was,
Yeah.
but yeah.
You know what?
What?
I think you're like right in the middle of the battle, bro. It seems like you're kind of, going through it and kind of, you know what I'm saying? You're in a spot. And
No, you're in the best spot
Yeah,
because you are
well,
super
because-
self-aware of
Yeah,
like
that's what
what
I'm
is
saying.
going on, what has happened, why it's happened.
But
and
there's
you're
work.
sorting through-
There's a lot of work
Right.
It's, we all
yeah, we all
have to
we all
continue
have-
working
that's what I'm-
on a
that's all-
daily basis.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is tough. Like that's the vast majority why like sobriety is difficult. It's a simple program, but it's hard
Yeah.
because once you start to look at all of the things like your own personal character defects, that is an ugly thing to look at, especially when you think that you're not those things a lot of the times because our ego and our pride and all these things. And then when you really put a scope to it, it's like, oh, damn. And then when you look at certain people that have shown so much grace and love to yourself and you're like, now it's a tough pill to swallow because, our heads like to tell us a lot of like negative things and it's like, damn, I don't even deserve half the things that this individual has dealt with. And then to say, like, I don't think that I would show up for them if they put me through half the stuff, which is another difficult thing to do. So it's like going and sorting through all of those things, but that's what makes a human resilient and strong. And you were talking about why you're here today and the charity and like kind of all the things that happened as a child to where you are today. And you hear it a lot. It's like our pain becomes our purpose, that becomes our mission. And when you start living in the mission of like what God intended each individual, I believe, on earth to do, that's when you feel fulfilled. That's when you feel like you're doing what you're supposed to do.
God's
because
work.
a lot of times we walk around, or for a long time, it's just like aimlessly. But it's so much more than that. And you're doing it today because you're sharing your story, you're sharing being vulnerable and the good, the bad, the ugly, because it's messy. We create a lot of mess in our life, but all we can do is what you're doing today. And that's like putting forth your best effort of repairing those damages that you can. And then if you can't, you pray about it and you try not to do it again to somebody else. That's all that we can do. And to give it back to somebody else.
Trust God, clean house,
Yeah.
help others, is what I hear you saying, Natalie. Yeah, man. I just want to jump back to the putting the pieces back together after, being molested and sexual abuse and stuff like that. It can be put back together, and you can feel whole again. I will tell you that I did a lot of therapy. EMDR was amazing. I don't know if you've done that yet, it's been a combination of all this stuff. But the thing that's been the most powerful for me, I needed those other therapies. I needed those therapeutic modalities. I needed to open up this file. I actually needed to really look at it because I had put it in a file. And
Shut
I
that
had
bitch.
shut that bitch
And
down.
put it in a safe,
And
locked it up.
like when it happened to me, when I was done and it was done happening to me, like there was no fucking way on God's green earth that I was going to tell a soul that something like that happened to me because that made me gay, and I wasn't gay. And I then went out in life to prove that I wasn't gay, right? Which in
Talk
and of
about
its-
skewed, right?
Yeah.
Right.
He's a kid.
Yeah.
Some of the things that you tell yourself is like so.
and
sucks.
I hated men. I still struggle with having relationships with men. I don't trust men at all, still to this day. But I feel so. What's been the best thing in my life, and it's been this last journey of recovery that's coming up on 8 years here, has been God.
Praise God.
It has,
God is good
it has been God
all the time.
all
the time.
the time.
Yeah.
Her movers must be calling
Yeah.
her right
Yeah.
now
For sure.
because like
She said all the time though on her way out.
literally the only time like
Yeah.
she's,
For sure.
Yeah.
Keep going.
and I feel like you could find that peace too. and you're on it. You're on the journey to
He
find
is.
that peace.
Yeah, bro.
You're like, it's, and I want to touch on the fact too that you said, the worst pain that I ever have felt in my life is when I hurt other people, not when I hurt myself. I mean, I hurt my ex-wife a ton. I've hurt my current wife, not a ton, but a little. And it's those things that that hurt me the most. Not the ones where I'm just hurting Chad
No.
and I'm fucking up my life. Even though when we're fucking up our life, who else is it? We're hurting the people that love us the most. You're in it, dude. And what I heard at one point was my favorite saying from Narcotics Anonymous, and it's in the big book, not the big book, the basic text of Narcotics Anonymous twice. It says, when the pain of remaining the same outweighs the fear of change, we will surely let go. We'll let go when the pain's too much. And like, you're in the midst of letting go of a lot of pain.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing when I hear you speak right now.
He's in the battle.
For sure.
You're
Yeah.
Well,
in the
and
battle.
Yeah.
Also, too, you deserve all of the peace, all of the
Yeah, bro.
mending of relationships and all the things, and giving yourself some grace, because, I mean, God already did it.
He already did it. He
So
went
it's like
through-
it's
yeah.
done. But what you're also doing is breaking a generational curse. And so your boys that you have 4.
Yeah.
You're showing them what it takes to dig in. And when you fall down, you get back up. Because that's what we do, no matter what. And that's powerful.
Yeah.
And then you, by sharing your story, look what happened already with your own father.
And
You
that
gave him some.
And that kid came up to you.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, there's nothing more beautiful than recovery.
No.
No.
It's literally like the most beautiful thing on this planet to me. Watching people grow and blossom and change and become what God has always
Totally.
intended them
beautiful.
to be, including like myself. You know, to watch myself, because you don't see it so much in yourself as you do in others, except for when you're like in it doing the work. Like I had to dive back in and do some work recently, and I'm like in the midst of the very beginning of doing some work.
Oh, wow.
Just because life gets hard, life gets stressful, and like I 110% don't want to go backwards anymore. I don't have another run in me.
Yeah,
My
I
last
don't.
one was
Me neither.
that was it.
Yeah.
So the only option I have is to move forward, because I can't sit in misery. I don't want to be miserable.
I'm good at it. No.
No, for sure. I am too.
Right? Like,
My
it's almost
natural state
comfortable.
wants
Yeah,
to like
right?
stay there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to hate.
Yeah.
I want to hate.
Yeah.
I want to talk shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I want
But
to.
that's the nice thing about the office here for us is that when we're in that mood and we come in, we're out of it pretty quick.
Wasn't it funny yesterday though? Like I was right before our little podcast thing, I was like, "Damn, the mood's fucking off today."
Yeah.
And then we had the best freaking
Yeah.
Patreon yet.
Yeah.
I think. Did you think so, Emily? It was really good.
It was really good.
So yeah.
I think this. I think I mentioned to you guys. Like I started a Celebrate recovery program.
Okay.
I've done it.
Oh,
and
nice.
Sure.
Yeah, and that I'm only so it's a men's group. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
they're all the same, but it's every Tuesday night. We do 2-3 hours, and that has been amazing so far. Like I've been 4 weeks. If anybody's not familiar with it, like it's very focused, and you can't hide. Like
Yeah.
there's I mean you can, but it's tough when you're a group of 15 men around
Sure.
a table and everyone keeps sharing and you're not the one. So
Yeah. That's where
that-
that's the place to be, bro.
I'm telling you, yeah, it's
good for
been
you.
phenomenal. And I will say, like that, my kid's mom was the one that got me in it.
Wow.
You know, yeah, she was like, shout out to Sun Valley Church in Chandler. But she was like, hey, have you thought about doing this?
Wow.
And I was like, you know, and I've gone sober through AA and NA, but it's almost like I need this, you know,
Yeah.
like that. Like it's,
It pulls you closer to God.
Yeah.
yes.
And it's very much like, I love AA. I think AA is like amazing. It saved my life. But I understand that sometimes like Celebrate Recovery is very much like there is,
Jesus is there.
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
much
and
so.
you got
And
15 other men. God's going through them, and when he's having a bad day and he doesn't have God on his side, he goes there on a Tuesday. He gets God pretty bloody quick. You know.
AA was my step back into being okay with Jesus. I was like
Jesus.
religiously abused when I was growing up. very horrible Seventh Day Adventist. I'm not nothing wrong with the Seventh Day Adventist church. I just I was a little bit religiously abused, and I was abused by members of the church. So, kind of,
Which is the establishment, which is humans.
Yeah.
That's not the.
That's not religion.
No.
Well,
That's not what it's supposed to be at all.
And through this process in Celebrate Recovery has been repairing my relationship with God, because I remember coming in. I grew up in around Catholic church.
Yeah,
like
same.
so you come in and you're like, yes, I believe in God. Like I got that one. On to the next step.
Yeah.
Like, and then it's like I never really examined that, and then I'm like, I missed the whole part in recovery where it says a loving God for so long. Like in my mind, God was just like this,
That
guy.
And so that for now, like, and I can't help it. Like I'm around these dudes who are like
Totally.
in it, and you show up, and I'm like, like you said, I'm having a bad day, and they're like, hey man, how
Yep.
are you?
Osmosis.
God's great, and I'm like,
Osmosis.
yes, he is.
all the time.
Like all the time. Like he wasn't 5 minutes ago, but now he is, right?
Yeah, right.
And it's hard. Like you can't. Like you just
You got to
like, it's-
change
Yes.
your mood right away.
Yes,
They
and
make you
feel
change your
it.
mood.
You
Yeah,
do
bro.
feel it. Like it's not just a smile.
real.
It's
It's
like
contagious.
Yes,
It's real.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that celebration. The first time I went, I was like they're playing the music.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, again, I'm
Yeah,
kind of like,
for
well,
sure.
and
Get into it.
then the second time, I'm like, this isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's fun you said that because we sing out on our Tuesday night meetings, and it's kind of weird and it's kind of goofy. But once you actually say, you know what I'm going to
why
buy
not?
into it. Why not have fun, shake your hands?
It was crazy because
And it's a
this
good
last
time.
one, Shane did something out of the norm, and he said, I'm gonna stand up.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it, I'm standing up too. So we almost our whole Zoom meeting
was on and standing. Yeah, bro, it was pretty good. Yeah.
and we dance out. We don't
Yeah, we
sing.
dance.
Yeah, we
No singing?
Yeah.
no,
we can't
no, God, no.
I wish I did.
Yeah.
Should we try?
I wish I
Yeah,
could sing.
I mean,
if
like-
I could sing,
Let's do,
but why
let's
can't
do
you
like,
sing? Like who?
let's do
Like who
Jesus
told you
Loves
you can't
Me right
sing?
now.
oh, I'm pretty sure.
I
but
don't
everyone-
know. I don't know that song.
Well, no, like I mean,
What song do you know?
I feel like I can't sing well, but I can.
I don't know any.
Okay, there you go. That's a better way to
That's-
say it.
that's what
You're
I-
right.
yeah.
I cannot sing well where I can make a living, but I can sing.
Holy
You know what?
shit.
Jesus loves your
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
True.
And
Would
you
you do it?
just yeah.
Jesus
will you,
loves your
Oh.
voice.
let's me and you.
Jesus
right now.
loves your
way.
voice, and we love your.
No.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Let's go.
Jesus loves
Jesus
me.
loves you.
This
so
I
Guys.
know,
Don't try to peer
for
pressure me into
the
this.
Bible.
I don't know.
Come on, tells me so.
I don't know how the song goes.
No, you don't, because you're a Jew.
Yeah. It's true. I'm a Jew.
But
I have something
Is
good
it
for you though. Like
Is
for-
it okay that
She said it fine.
like
She
that?
said it fine.
wait, is,
Um,
that, is that, wait, is that not okay?
Is there a different way to say too?
There's not.
That's okay to say, right?
Yeah, it's fine. When you're
Or, wait, but are you?
whenever
are you
something-
doing a resentment now?
No,
towards
no, no.
me?
Whenever something is,
I thought we were good.
we're great. Whenever,
Okay.
whenever you're in a spot and you seem like you did something wrong, just flex.
Yeah, show us
Oh,
your
yeah?
guns.
Just flex. I was looking in the mirror.
Show
Just
us your
flex.
guns.
Yeah, quick,
Show us your
I don't-
guns.
quick. Let's do it up. Oh yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Forgot about fucking everything. It works. It
Oh
works.
my gosh.
Just flex it out, baby.
It's better if you say because you're Jewish.
Oh, is that what I'm supposed to say?
That's,
Saying
yeah,
Jews a little harsh.
Oh, it is? Coming from a guy that literally, as you're walking in, you're the most
Yeah, that's fine.
controversial, and then I say one thing.
Did I say anything?
Dang, I didn't know that. I
Not saying
apologize.
anything. No, but
Wait, so it's
don't.
better if I say it because you're Jewish.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but it doesn't matter.
I don't know. You have to
doesn't have
teach
the
me.
same
You
effect,
have to
though.
teach me.
It didn't
Yeah.
have the same oomph.
Yeah.
The Jews.
Oh.
I think you do the first
It
one.
had the
Oh, okay.
exclamation on it. That's fine.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
good. It was.
And you know I mean it in a
It was
loving
well
way.
put.
And you know I mean everything in a
It
loving
was
way.
well put.
I love Jewish people.
Yeah, I know you do.
I really do.
Jesus was Jewish, man.
Jesus
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Like we can't even hate on the Jews because Jesus was Jewish.
Yeah,
Now we're getting canceled.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
you're right.
Damn it. Okay, wait. I think it's funny that you all of a sudden. I think it's because I wear my rosary every day. Now he wants to wear his.
I know he just started wearing that.
It's nice though. I love it.
Are you practicing?
Very little.
Yeah.
For like
Depending
2
on-
days
I'm a
when his
2 days
You go
on,
off
2
and
days
on.
off.
No,
Yeah,
you
When
try.
when you need to.
yeah.
two days when
When my son calls me out, I get to jump back in.
who practices the most in your house?
Samson. Samson does.
I mean, we went to his daughter's bat mitzvah.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. So today, you got this nonprofit. You got you got a nonprofit.
No, so we're just
It's
supporting
a
the tune.
supporting a
Yes.
fundraiser.
Wait, hold on. We have to get into like how do people support it?
Okay.
June
Yeah.
17th.
So you can go to lackcan'tscore.com. So the goal is other guy.
LAC?
LACK, can'tscore.com. You can, there's a GoFundMe there. You can donate directly to Canucks for Kids or Puck Support in Canada. We have a silent auction. So like Theo Fleury donated a bunch of stuff. You can buy stuff. That all goes to.
I mean, first of all, how big of a godshot is that? Because you read his book,
Oh, I know. And it was, I
and
didn't
then now he's
realize
coming in like what?
It was on my
life?
shelf behind me when I interviewed him. I
Yeah, it's
totally forgot
insane.
about it. I was like, oh, hey, like I read your book.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And then I told him the story and he was just like blown. And
I bought the Theo Fleury shirt for when he comes here. I'm going to wear the
I
Theo
dare you.
Fleury shirt.
so he
I'm going to have him sign the back and everything. Oh fuck! I'm set
he,
up, bro.
Yeah, the little ball of hate.
Yeah.
But he's not like that anymore.
No, he's a 5 foot nothing,
5'6".
5'6" fucking animal is what
Yeah.
he is. This guy would carve your head out, guys, with a stick.
So
This guy, if anyone fucked with him and
Really?
he was little, bro,
Yeah.
you're talking back in the day when these guys are animals.
Huge, yeah.
If someone came to him, he'd have his he'd fucking carve you. They were scared of him.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because he would literally carve. He would take the stick right to your face.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
Damn.
animal, love him. I love him. I'm
He's
a
an
fan.
amazing human being.
I'm a fan. I'm a
his big
fan.
thing now is obviously he goes and speaks about recovery.
Yeah.
He's got a program in Canada where, for him, he believes everything starts with trauma. So like
Sure.
there's one, and everyone's got a different level, but it
Yeah.
starts singular, and
Bro.
it's hard to access counselors, therapists,
Yeah.
and so he
Especially
started
in Canada.
and so he started a charity where there's 400 therapists on board, and the money goes to giving people access to therapy that don't have money. So they have like 400 therapists so far, and people can
That's
get
awesome.
12 free sessions. Like no matter who you are, you can get like a therapy if you're on the
That
streets,
is
whatever.
awesome.
Yeah, he's a very interesting guy. He told me a story, and he won't mind me saying this. Like when he got sober, so he'd been kicked out of the NHL. Like
Sure.
he was the
Yeah.
guy that would like go missing. Like they go to city and like where's
Where's
Fleury? We got to go somewhere
Wow.
else.
He can't go into the New York.
Mm-hmm.
He can't go to the famous arena,
Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Gardens. He can't go in, and he's have a parking spot down there and everything, and he's not allowed in the building.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
One of the few players not allowed in a building where he played, and he was a superstar in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a,
Oh, did
one
he
of the
play
best
for
players.
the?
He played for New York Rangers.
Oh,
Yeah.
one of the biggest hockey players ever. Like
Ever.
But he's kind of got
A couple Stanley Cups,
yeah,
one or
yeah,
two,
he won.
anyways.
So he's bringing down a signed hockey puck from the O2 Olympics.
Yeah,
He won
yeah.
jersey. But when he got sober, he said he gave up he was willing to get sober. He had 500 and I'm gonna butcher this a little bit, but 540 numbers in his phone, and he called every single one and told them like, hey, I'm like, these are his friends. He's like 540 something. He's like, I'm not drinking, I'm not doing drugs. If you want to like come over for turkey or something like that, we're good. But other than that, like I
Stay
can't.
away.
4 people out of 545 were
Can't
like, hey
come
man,
to
we're
him.
friends.
Wow.
And so he goes, now the second part of that is he's gotten hundreds of them sober since then.
Wow.
Like it's all circled back to where like in the moment they were like, yeah,
Bye.
no man, like
Yeah. See ya.
yeah, see ya. And
This
now
is a
like
guy-
they reach back out to him. I mean, he's literally amazing.
This is a
human
guy
being.
that trained himself. He's from the country. He's from the boons, and he walked on a fence.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
That's the story.
Yeah.
It was a thin fence for balance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He trained himself. Like there was nothing where he was.
he's the one that he was recruited to play hockey and then sexually abused,
Yeah.
raped over
Graham
150 times.
Graham
Oh,
James.
fuck.
150 times by his coach.
Graham James,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Who also did it to other players,
Sheldon
but
Kennedy,
he's
there's-
the most famous
there's-
player. So he went into the
This
NHL.
is all in Winnipeg.
Yeah,
Stop cutting him off.
yeah. No,
Sorry.
it's true.
I'm-
but like, no. Yeah, he's
my hometown.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
No, but that's where
This
we
is a
were
big
connecting on
scandal.
before. But yeah, it was a huge deal.
Huge.
And yeah,
Sorry.
he was the first one that really. Well, Sheldon Kennedy, I think, might have said something, but Theo Fleury was like an NHL superstar, and he comes out and says like, "Hey, I was raped over 150 times as a teenager by my coach," and he opened that door for people like me, and that's what I told him. Like, when I talked to him, I was like, even though it was just a book, I was
Sure.
like, holy crap, like somebody gets it, like the feelings I have, and that's all he does now. I mean, you'll meet him.
Yeah,
You'll meet him.
I
He's
can't
he's
wait.
he's go to a meeting with him. He's
I'm coming on the 17th.
yeah,
to-
yeah.
to Phoenix.
He's phenomenal. I had no idea what to expect.
Mm.
So he was through a mutual friend, actually his wife, and then to him, and he was like a little standoffish at first. I'm like, oh man, like maybe like, and then he's just like, blah, and he's just amazing. Like he's so giving. So I don't know how to say it. He's one of the most amazing people I've met. Just because you can feel it. Like he's so
Yeah.
selfless. Like there's nothing about him. It's
Yeah.
like he doesn't want to talk about hockey. doesn't want to talk about what he did. It's just
Sure.
all about like what he's done in recovery. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, good for you, bro.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I love it.
So yeah, you can go to Lack Can't Score, donate anything. I mean, if people want to donate items, I mean, whatever, like do a shout out on Instagram or Facebook.
Well, I'll tell you something. What these guys have is, and we have this. It's okay if we mention AI. It's coming out. We have an AI program. Chad and Natalie have a Ask Chadic, Ask Eva Marie. Maybe we work something with the NHLPA or with his
Yes.
thing where we donate the for a month or two to the National Hockey League.
So we just got the alumni to donate some money. So the
You know what I mean?
ex-players, it's and so through like that Theo Fleury thing, and then I interviewed
Yeah.
someone else, and now I've got like, so Dr. I'm going to butcher her name. Sorry, Dr. Nazir. She's on the NHL Network a lot. She's going to come on my podcast and talk about like mental health with hockey players stuff. She's really big into it, but it's a need. Like these guys,
Yeah.
they go through it. It's encouraged to party, like
Yeah.
it is. I mean, all sports,
all
but
sports.
especially hockey, because it is. I mean, it's like playing football 85 times a year.
Yeah, I
know.
Like it literally is. And like you do.
WWE is the
I mean,
same.
yeah, right.
You're no off season, 209 days out of the year, you're on the road and you got to perform.
And if you don't, someone else will come up right behind. So
100%.
like that's especially the fighters. Like it's a lot of the guys that, and oddly enough, are some of the smartest guys. Like if you ever watched there's a documentary called Ice Guardians, which is fascinating. It's about that side of the hockey, like the behind the science behind why it all happens. And a lot of those guys went to Harvard, like really high end schools, and then they're the most popular guy on the team. But there's stories where like you're playing, you break your hand, and you're playing the next night, and you fight somebody with broken hands, because if you don't, the guy on the team below you will take your spot.
Yep.
And like or like getting knocked out and like not even remember playing and fighting somebody the very next night, and like you just have to. And those guys really especially struggle, like the brain trauma. I mean, it's and then again, it's encouraged. You know, a friend of mine that got me back into hockey, because I didn't skate for 12 years. It made me sick to think about hockey. Like I went to 2 games. It was friends that played their first NHL game, so I went to go watch them and support them. But other than that, I wouldn't go to the rink. Friend of mine retired and early because he had injuries, and he's actually on Hockey Night in Canada now. He's a broadcaster and he's sober. So I recently hung out with him sober for the first time since we were kids, which was really cool. But he would tell me stories where he's like, man, like you'd go on the road and you just knew the guys on the other team that like partied.
Yeah.
So like it was like these like 5 to 10 guys on every team. And then when you go to like Phoenix, it's like, hey, take me out. And then when you go to New York, take me out. And it's just, like I said, it's encouraged. Like, and then on the planes, I mean, I'm hoping not getting into too much trouble.
No, it's all drinking
like,
and drugging.
Well, and
That's it.
even the doctors. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're on the airplane, it's like, hey, you want to fall asleep? Here's a Xanax.
Yes.
Hey, you got some here? Here's pain pills. Like,
Of
and they don't
course.
document it. It's not like, I mean, it's just whatever
Yeah,
you
it's
need.
whatever.
And then all of a sudden their career's over, and it's like, what do I do now?
Yep.
And they're all, it's tough. So I mean, yeah, if you guys could get involved, I do know some people that you could get directly involved on that side. There's a huge need. I mean, there's need everywhere.
There's
Right? Like
everywhere.
it's yeah, it's the biggest crisis in the world to me. Mental health and substance abuse.
Oh,
like
for
there's
sure.
nothing even
Oh,
like,
no,
like
for
people
sure.
don't understand, right? Like it is insane how much or how big the problem is.
Oh, yeah.
And people just
We lose 700,000 men a year to suicide.
Yeah, but that's why it's just
And
so
it's
important for everybody
it's
to
ever
talk
increasing.
about it,
yeah.
because help is
That-
available.
That's suicide.
People can get help, and recovery is totally possible. Us 4 would not be sitting here. And so it's like, this is our opportunity to spread the light and let them basically reach out and pick up the phone or shoot the message, shoot the email, or hop onto your friend's charity and get the therapy 12 free sessions, because help is available. Like, no one is alone. Everybody struggles. We all connect through pain, and it's just a different level of it. But like, you don't have to live in misery, and you don't have to continue a generational curse of just like despair and being miserable, because that's not what life is at all.
Well, it's funny you say that too, though, because like when you're in it, you don't know there's help,
Dude,
right?
totally.
Like,
and you think you're the only
the
one.
right? And there's so much help out there, and yeah, I mean, talking about it is obviously
Huge.
getting it out there. But yeah, most people have no idea that there is recovery available. Like,
Right.
even when they're struggling. I never put on social media that I was in recovery for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I did, 6 people that I'd never met these people before reached out to me. They're like, hey, I'm struggling. What do I do?
Totally.
And I'm like, and they all went to treatment, you know? And I was like,
Yep.
holy crap. Like, I was that person. I remember,
powerful.
yeah, when I tried to get sober, Lori was like, I didn't know who to call. Like,
Yeah.
Like there's no, I mean, there is probably, but like, you don't know who to call.
This thing's in Phoenix. How do we as a treatment center get involved with the Phoenixes? Obviously, you're doing this fundraiser.
Yep.
You're going to give money to 2 different charities, but
Yep.
people that are going to need treatment
Yep.
for mental health and or substance abuse.
Well, I mean, you can come.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm coming.
I mean,
sure.
honestly,
Yeah.
like, I mean,
Road trip?
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, like, so we could
Down.
do, if you really, and I'll get Justin. Justin, you're coming too. I'm going to go see him after this. But honestly, what we could do because, dang, this weekend's the World Cocaine Anonymous, totally going a different direction. Like, man, I got to go to the World Cocaine thing this weekend back in Phoenix. But we could do like a little recovery thing. Like we could do, I mean, anywhere at a treatment center or in a meeting hall. I mean, Phoenix has a huge recovery. You guys can come out for the charity event, but if you can come out earlier or the day before, we can do
When is the charity event again?
June 17th. So like June 16th, the night, if you guys come out early or maybe even lunchtime on June 17th, we could do an event. Justin can speak. You guys can speak. I know some other people, Theo Fleury could speak. We could make it like an actual
yeah.
little recovery summit
Yeah, that'd be cool.
out of nowhere.
We could drop
I'm
in
gonna
and
hold you
do a
guys to it.
Recover Out Loud on the road.
Yeah. You guys
I'm
down?
in.
Is it a Tuesday night?
Yeah.
Tuesday
it's a
night.
Tuesday
What do you got
night.
going on a Tuesday night?
Oh, Recover Out Loud meeting that we do
Oh.
every week. But it's
We could do it on the road.
Yeah, we can do it on. the
Yeah.
road.
Like, are you guys committing to this right now?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we are.
Is June 17th a Tuesday?
Yeah.
I need to look on the calendar.
Can you guys look at your schedule?
But you
though?
guys, I have to go. My movers are here.
Go, see ya.
Okay, go.
So nice to meet you. Congratulations on
you.
everything, and it looks like we will be seeing
see
you
you.
June
Yes, you will.
17th. So
Awesome.
God is good.
Yes, thank you.
all the time.
That's right. Okay, boys, wish me luck.
What else do we have? I mean, we were pretty well wrapping it up, I think.
Thanks.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, let's take a picture and let's
Oh, let's just do that.
yeah, let's
Bye.
do that. Yeah.